all these to be it. It's your big match preview. It's Ipswich versus Leeds, your big match preview of the game. Apologies for the delay. I'm not going to lie to you. This website is difficult to use, to say the least. My very expensive camera, it can't detect. So unfortunately, I'm back to the blurry mess that you can see on screen right now. So apologies for that, guys. I don't know why Streamlabs cannot detect a camera. It can't detect a camera. It's annoying to use, and they apologise for the delay. But the main thing is we're here, and it's about the quality of what we're talking about, the quality of words that we speak, not the quality of how bad this screen looks right now. In terms of my camera, it looks absolutely appalling, but it is what it is. How are we, boys? Anyway, how are we? Phil, how's things, mate?
I'm good, mate. I feel under a lot of pressure now. You've just sold everyone a dream there, saying the quality of everything we say is going to make up for your shit.
Yeah,
technical issues.
I might just log off now.
Yeah, you've really not got the right crowd in for that statement.
We can pick it up. It's I have got an orange though today. I've got an orange for a very specific reason. Yeah, what reason may that be, lad to Leeds?
You're joining Wolves.
Joining Wolves is a shout.
You've got really kind of into the history of Ireland and the marches that they have over there.
Yeah, let's not go down that route. Let's not go down that route. Right, just right. The reason why would you go? Why would you bring?
Just give us the answer. Go on.
Yeah. Well, Joel PIROE. What other reason is it for?
Is he orange?
Yeah, he's tan.
Dutch.
Well,
right, okay, he's Dutch. Has he signed?
Are you being serious right now?
Is he signed? Is he definitely got across the line then?
Well, not official, but we'll see. Apparently it's close.
Max Aaron's official, yeah.
Yeah, all right. I just thought I'd go for orange. I just thought I'd go for something a little bit different, a different kind of vibe than that.
You're the person that tempted fate enough for it to all go wrong.
Well, it is what it is.
It definitely complements the sauna vibe you've got going with your environment there. So yeah, no, at least we can see you. It shines through the sauna.
Jeez, I thought I was doing something quite cool, and then oh no, let's try and change subjects. Right, let's get into it. Right, Ipswich versus Leeds, top of the table versus not top of the table in this game. Am I okay on this? By the way, I'm not jumping at that.
No, you're good. You're
okay.
Good.
You two are jumping for me, which is getting me concerned.
No, that's just what we do.
Bounce. Right, top of the table versus not top of the table. Phil, is it a winnable game, this one for Leeds, or not?
Oh, mate, this entire division is full of winnable games, I'll be honest. Like, since we've come down, and look, they are probably the best team that will have played so far. They're in good form, haven't lost in something like 20-odd games, riding the wave of, obviously, promotion. But, we've been in the Premier League for the last 3 years. Don't get me wrong, the last year and a half, we have been dog shit to watch. And the last couple of games, we've put out some really threadbare squads. And there hasn't been enough talent in the side to go on and win those games. But we have been in every single game so far this season. We could have easily taken 3 points from every single game if we just had a number 9. If we do have certain people available at the weekend, certain people joining before the weekend, with or without those things, I think every game in this division is winnable for us because we are that big. We do have great players in this squad already. If we can keep some more that we already have in the door, and if we can add more names, when you look at the 4 that we've already bought in, don't get me wrong, I still think we need 4, 5, maybe even 6 before the end of the window. But if we can continue to bring in players of the caliber of what we've bought in so far, then there's no reason we should be looking at any game in this division and thinking we need to do anything other than try and get the 3 points. So, yeah, it's going to be a difficult challenge, but there's no reason that we should go there thinking we should be expecting anything other than to fight for 3 points. And don't get me wrong, a point might be an all right result away from home against top of the league, but I'm going there thinking we should win. We were in the Prem last year. They were in League One last year. They've started well, but we are what we are.
Yeah, no, it's very true. It's very true. I mean, what's your general thoughts, mate, James? Well, what's your general thoughts on this one? I mean, the scary thing is we could potentially go 10 points behind the league leaders this weekend, which is quite a scary. Don't get me wrong, it's early in the season. We're doing business. We're trying to cook in the transfer market. but 10 points behind is quite a worrying number if it does get to that.
In any other league, I agree. Premier League, I would agree if we were challenged, if we thought we were going to be a challenger. If this was
the title.
Well, yeah, but we're not. But if in that league, if you get 10 points, if you're, for example, you find yourself in that position, yeah, I get it. But for us, I don't think it's a problem. And we've been in every single game this season, and every single game we've been in it and looked the strongest, and it's going to click. Will it be this weekend? I'm kind of thinking September will end up being named Spanktember for us, because I think we're going to spank every team come September. I think we're just waiting. We're getting better. I mean, everyone was buzzing right after the West Brom game, despite it just being a 1-1. It was like you thought, we look really good. We're recovering. People like Shackleton are looking amazing, man. It's like before we even get Nonto back in the team, if we get these signings across the line, that team looks really dangerous. And it's, me and Phil went for a brew at half time, Ellen Road against West Brom. And we're just saying, do you know what? If something just clicks with Geldhart, if something just works, if some of that positioning gets better, we're going to absolutely destroy teams. These teams in this league are terrible.
Yeah. This division is so poor. The quality is shocking. And
no, it's true. It's true. But do you really think the answers were on that pitch against West Brom? I personally don't. I think quality has been badly lacking in the sort of 3 games or so. Maybe not so much as Cardiff games. We had our best options available, but surely the likes of PIROE coming up, Amiri coming up, and Sinistera hopefully staying, Nonto hopefully staying. I think they're the players that are going to get us wins this season. I just don't look at Joffrey Geldhart and think, I don't think he's done anything to really justify playing regular games this season at all. Probably Shackleton has been better, but I think we've got to look to raise the quality now. I think we've really got to look to raise the quality, and that's all we're not going to win those games.
But I'm really impressed with this man. And I think there's an aura, and obviously you'll never get an exact aura, but there's an aura of Bielsa about him. And I think he gets players and makes them better. And look, we're looking to go straight back up. We're looking to win this league. We don't want to play off, right? No one wants to go in that playoff. What we do want is the automatic promotion. So you're right. We need 2 more players who are going to create and score goals.
Yeah.
And that will really suit. We haven't got that tried and tested FARC system of players, squad that will promises the automatic promotion yet, but we'll be up there. This guy will get us there. I don't want this squad, but if he worked with this squad all season, I think we'd be up there in the playoffs at least.
He said himself, didn't he? He thought we needed players in every position across the pitch apart from goalkeeper. I don't think we're going to end up getting 10 players in. There's no chance of that. But if we can get, I don't think these 2 alone would be enough. For me, we still definitely need an actual left back. I'd like 1, if not 2, centre mids. If the number 10 and the number 9 that are supposed to be happening in the next 24 hours happen, then fucking brilliant. They're the 2 that I think we need the most. I wouldn't say no to another centre half. And depending on what happens with Cini and Nonto, if we keep both, great. But if not, or we lose one or both, arguably we need another winger, because like you said the other night, Oscar, don't get me wrong, I do think the players that have played so far this season have done the best that they could, but you could tell the other night against West Brom when the only substitution he could make was to bring on Sam Greenwood. There was no options on that bench, but obviously you've got injuries in there as well.
It has to improve, but we seem to be cooking in the market. Obviously PIROE and Amiri, I think, are big deals, I think, to get over the line. That 10 and 9, that was what we were missing against West Brom. To an extent, Birmingham, certainly against Cardiff. And for me, I'm not even talking playoff. I'm talking we need to be pushing for top 2. If we can get these kind of players, this calibre of player through the door, we have to be looking higher than playoffs for me. Because the league isn't great. Let's be honest, the league isn't great. I think at the minute it's clear. Before we did this business, I think Leicester and Southampton felt like a clear top 2 to me. Not too sure on order, but they had such a gap on the rest of the league. I think now we're the team that's bridged that gap a little bit. Obviously, it's all well and good saying this on paper. It now needs to happen on the grass as well. Even if we do get these players through it needs to actually work into a system, actually work on the pitch. And we've seen it many times with Leeds teams that hasn't been the case. But the ambition has got to be to push for top 2 now for me. The fact I'm stunned at Sinisterra and Nonto. As things stand, we're a week before the end of the window, and obviously a lot can still change. I'm stunned that they're both still here for starters. I'm just amazed at being able to keep them. And for me, that's almost like 2 new signings in itself. The fact that we weren't expecting them to be here, beyond this window.
Still time. And,
Yeah, of course there is. And to be honest with you, looking at Pan still being linked as well, I'm not actually as bothered if Nonto or Sinisterra go in terms of on the pitch. Off the pitch, I was quite happy to let them go for the shenanigans, certainly for Nonto. But for me, it's just seen a comment coming. Does PIROE have tattoos, Oscar? I don't know if anyone will know what that's referring to, but it's not so much on strikers, Danny. Danny from Not Another Leeds podcast. It's defenders that need to have tattoos. A defender for Leeds United needs to have a full sleeve of tattoos. He needs to look like just a hard bastard, basically. That's what that's the requirements are.
This is an inside joke from one of his other shows, I think, isn't it, Dad?
No, it's a requirement, right? A requirement for a Leeds centre-back is they've got to have tattoos.
Right. Liam Cooper, does he have?
Cooper has tattoos.
Cock did and was
shit. Cock was awful. He didn't have tattoos.
Llorente didn't have any.
I'm sure.
Llorente was awful. You're proving my point now. You are literally proving my point. The theory is they need to look hard, they need to be tough, they need tattoos, a full sleeve of tattoos here, some on the neck, a bit like Ben White,
Joe Rogan,
Pontus Janssen. That is a requirement. Not so much for strikers, not world-class face tat as well. Maybe not that far, but, maybe.
I think we really on Ryan Morrison's comment there, guys. I mean, I don't know if you want to hit it now, but
let's go into it. Let's talk about Nonto.
Nonto, I feel pretty passionate about it, to be honest. So we should get started.
Okay, go for it, man. Well, your thoughts on Nonto?
I think we should sell him. I think 25 mil, sell him. Simple as. Now, if no one pays that, and Fark believes in him, and that was a big thing for me today. Fark spelt very well about bringing him back in. He's happy with it, but we should still have that guy ready to sell and get out. But if he works for it, and the great thing about being a striker, an attacking player, is if there's one position in a team that can win fans back, it's that one, and that is it. But he has got to simply put it in from now on, but we should still have him ready to sell. If anything, if he does well, let's put his value higher and higher and higher up. And also, I don't know if we can organize this through all Leeds TV, but what we should all do is when he scores, imagine if we just all booed. Wouldn't it be amazing? Like if it was a huge collective.
That's not going to happen.
Boo. But wouldn't it be great?
Well, it's not going to happen. No one's going to think to boo. No matter how much dislike there is towards a player, no one's going to think to boo before they celebrate.
There's got to be a way. I've just seen there Gavin James saying Leeds want 32 million plus. Yeah, great.
Can I just say though, I actually kind of agree with that for one reason and one reason only. At this moment in time, if we get Emery through the door and PIROE, low key, Nonto's not a starter. Now, hear me out. Somerville should start on the right for me. Sinisterra should start on the left. Nonto, for me, isn't a starter in this team if we get those 2 names through the door. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do on those players. If we get those 2 through, he's not a starter for me. Certainly not week in, week out. That in itself could cause a problem in terms of Nonto sulking again. Yeah. So would you rather have the risk of Nonto sulking again or get 25 million, get Pan still in, who I think is also a really, really good player, probably more of a goal scorer than Nonto, can get him in cheaper and invest in other bits of the squad. And the fact that Pan still can play on the right and left, the fact that's quite useful as well in terms of what we want. Nonto can only really play on the left. To me, it would make a bit of sense, in terms of it might avoid a problem before it becomes one.
Could you talk me through? I'm sure there's some people watching this right now, but obviously the Swansea kid, we kind of all know about I personally just know about him because of the interest we showed in him over the summer. We've always been linked. So, it feels pretty exciting. But this other lad that you're saying that could play on the left, surely what we need, and my assumption from what I just read today on him, is that he's that number 10 we're looking for, right?
No, you're thinking of Emery.
Is it Emery I'm thinking about?
You've got Emery from Bayer Leverkusen and Pan still from Genk, isn't it? Yeah, Genk.
So he's a winger. So this Pansel's a winger.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do we need another winger?
Well, we did against West Brom.
No, but what we don't need that, right?
Come on. Depends.
You need depth. You do need depth at this level, right? Okay. No, hang on.
Somerville was injured.
Sinistera's got a big injury problems. Sinistera, we are not going to get the way teams go in and tackle at this level. The way the fullbacks can get away with anything at this level. Sinistera, Somerville maybe as well, are going to pick up impact injuries. You know, with a good chance of that.
With Jamie Shackleton on the right wing the other night.
You can't play Jamie Shackleton on the right wing.
No, I get that.
Dan James can just about maybe get away with, but you're not getting any particularly big level of quality.
Awesome. Dan James has been absolutely awesome. Yeah, he gave away that penalty at Birmingham, but so who cares? So
awesome. He's not awesome.
He's going to tear up this league. You can see it. He's tearing up.
I like him, but no, not for me.
Come on, you were there Saturday, right?
I saw him against West Brom. Yeah,
Friday night. That was
just when were you there? That's maybe why you thought Dan James ripped it up.
I haven't recovered. It was brilliant.
He was good Friday.
He's going to be absolutely awesome. So you've got him there. Somerville will come back, and he'll get a great run of games. Under this manager, and at that league, he's going to tear it up as well. Now.
You say just one thing. You say James has been awesome. I'm not just going off stats, but 1 assist in 4 games. And he's played pretty much every minute. That's not enough. You need more than that for me.
I don't know. I think that's well harsh when you consider what he's playing with up front.
Yeah, there's not
how many chances do you get rated, really?
You've really got to look at that. You know,
I don't think Dan James is the answer starting games if we want to get top 2. Personally, he's not off the bench.
He will continue to play every game, and he will be. And once we get this striker, the lad from Swansea comes in. If we get a number 10, I'm telling you now, he will never be out of this team. He's going to destroy this. He's got a great attitude. He loves Leeds. That lad is not getting dropped. If anything, he's gearing up. Probably, I would predict whether or not he'd get here in a league game, but certainly if he's playing in the this great cup run, we've got the potential of having in the Carabao Cup. He's captain material.
Oh, absolutely not.
Dan James is 100%.
I think you're overhyping Dan James. I can't lie to you.
Well, come on, explain to me. Explain to me why not. You can't just say he's not captain material.
He's not that level.
Attitude. He goes in.
His attitude I agree with, but
Leeds.
It's not attitude and quality aren't matching there.
Keeps going. He fights. He puts a lovely dirty tackle in. He's captain material.
The day captain of Leeds United, I think I will just probably give up completely.
100% will be captain of Leeds United at some
point.
He
can't captain.
He won't be captain.
He's a good player, and I do think at this level he will look a lot better than he has in a Leeds shirt so far. And he has played well. I do think it's harsh to judge him on goals and assists 4 games in because he's been one of our most solid performers so far in a team that
has he though? But
we haven't won a game.
What do we do against Cardiff? Okay, right. What do we do against Cardiff?
What do we do against goalkeepers? To be fair to him, his shooting hasn't been as bad as it was the last couple of seasons.
Yeah,
he's been a threat. But
what do we do against Cardiff?
There's a difference between being a threat and being captain material. He's not a captain, but he could play a big part this season. The only problem is if we do manage to keep hold of Somerville, Sinistera, and Nonto, there's no way Dad's right that he's playing every game because he's not getting ahead of all 3.
How are we debating? We've got like Sinistera and Somerville and Nonto. How are we debating Dan James in this question? It's like choosing, right? You've got the most delicious food you can possibly eat. You're in a buffet, the most delicious food you can possibly eat, but you've opted for the most blandest dish on the menu. You know what I mean?
What did he
do?
That
was harsh, actually.
He had the most shots, and he made the keeper pull out some.
He didn't score, did he?
Yeah, but the keeper pulled out some worldy saves.
Yeah, he did. No, listen, I'm not denying he played well on Friday, but I'm not having that he played well in the 3 games before that. I cannot accept that point.
What do you mean? Like in the Premier League and that? Or what do you mean? Like
3 matches before West Brom, I can't say he played well.
Cardiff, he played great.
Yeah, I thought he's been good.
He was brilliant against. And do you know what? He was good against blooming Birmingham, but there's no one at the end of his crosses.
and then gives away the pen.
All right, he may be okay at Birmingham, but I think you're going a bit higher. I'm normally on the more positive on Dan James, to be fair. And I was a bit harsh there, what I said, in terms of that. But you know what I mean? To get up at this level, you need quality on the wings. And I just don't know if Dan James has got that wow factor about him.
I'm loving the comments that are coming in.
Are you messing around here? I mean, that shout about the captain, that is getting us cooks in the comments now.
Let's do this at the end of the season, and let's do a Dan James measure, and let's clip this. Let's play. But I'm telling you now, he would have been he'd be captain at least when he will get that armband at least 5 times this year. Maybe not.
I guarantee you, if Ladd was on this show and he wasn't on his own, there's no way he's sticking to his guns.
No, he's bottling it. He's bottling that 100%.
I'm not bottling anything.
Right, let's just stop a second. What brought us to this whole point was that we don't need another winger. We do need another winger. You can't just rely on Sinisterra Somerville to be the flair. You know, we need other players as well, other options.
Yeah. It was because Shackleton started on the wing against West Brom, and we were.
It started this whole. You know, when you have like a game of dominoes and that lot. The start of the game was Shackleton starting against West Brom. But yeah, apparently there's been a latest tweet from Fabrizio Romano confirming Joel Perreault.
Fantastic.
Anyone confirm that? Can someone confirm that in the chat, and then we can discuss Joel Perreault a little bit further as well? Because I believe, if we have got it officially registered in time for tomorrow morning, he can play against Ipswich. Yes, Perreault confirmed. Get in there. This has done the trick. Who is the jinx now, boys? Who is the jinx now? Orange Army. There we go.
Leeds announced it.
Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano. And Leeds have just tweeted it, apparently.
Have they? If Leeds have tweeted it, then I believe it.
Yeah.
How paranoid are you, Phil?
Oh shit! Yeah, they have just tweeted.
There he is, guys.
We've got a striker.
We've got a striker. It's like 3.5 years, and we've got a striker. There we go. I told you. I believed I was never going to be the jinx. Never going to be the jinx. Right. Let's talk about him. Joel Perreault is a Leeds United footballer. Okay.
Do we know how much?
The end of Dan
James. 12 million.
12 mil. To be honest, I think that's a fair price. End of the day, he had 1 year left on his contract. They were asking for 15. I think we've actually got him for a really good price. We were never going to get him for the 6 to 8 that we were talking about earlier in the week. But fair play to them. That's now 5 signings, and each one of those signings has been shit up. He scored something daft like 40-odd goals in the last 2 championship seasons. He's never really been injured for Swansea. He's played pretty much every minute of every game. Scores goals, gets himself in good positions. I mean, I've seen even on your Twitter, Oscar, like some people don't think that he necessarily fits the Farke system, but end of the day, I don't give a shit where he fully fits a certain system. We've gone and bought a striker that scored 20 goals a season the last 2 seasons, and for me, it's been a while now where everyone's been saying you can't rely on Patrick Bamford being the only goals in our team, and he can't be trusted to be fit. We've got a striker now that we can trust to be fit. We've got a striker we can trust to score goals. I actually think this is a fucking brilliant signing. One of the best signings we've made in years, because we had something that we desperately needed. The last 3 games of this season so far, it's been so obvious. The one thing we needed was a 9. Don't get me wrong, we need more stuff on top of that as well. But we needed something. We've gone out and got it. So fair play to them for doing the business right.
I love what
we've actually signed a striker. We've done it. We've actually done it, haven't we, boys?
What Skip says in the comments, he goes, "Watch Bamford start on Saturday."
I said something similar.
In all seriousness, though, Perreault won't start on Saturday. He will be on the bench. He won't start on Saturday. You know, people will absolutely scream at me for that, but he won't. One training session like tomorrow will not. I don't think, under someone like Daniel Farke, I don't think that'll be enough. And to be honest, it's a great option. It's a great option to have off the bench. You know, just wheel him on to try and win us the game, or hopefully win us the game, and or whatever, or more likely try and get us back into the game. Yeah, the way things are going. But
I'd like to just take the lead in a game. That'd be nice because we've not tried.
That's too easy, Phil. You need the hobby. You need the movie. You need Joel Perreault to win us the game off the bench. Not coming on at 2 or 3-0 up. That's boring. You need the movie scripts. You know, the script writers need to be cooking something here. Perreault coming off the bench to win us it.
And do you know who'll set him up? Dan James.
Dan James. Here we go. Yeah.
With his captain's armband on, yeah.
As captain, because Ayling would have gone off.
Dan James will not captain Leeds United. I cannot exaggerate this enough.
It
won't happen. I agree. I really like Dan James as a person. I like him as a player as well, but he will not captain Leeds.
You are off your noodle tonight, if you think that's
that's an outrageous take. Outrageous that off lad and dad there. I mean, I say lad and dad. I mean, if lad was there, there's no way you're saying that. No, your microphone is getting cut just as you say Dan James. Captain.
He's wandering around the field looking for Billie Eilish in Leeds somewhere. That's what he's doing. I don't care. We've signed PIROE. I've just messaged him, actually. It'd be interesting to see if the news has hit Leeds Fest. There's no reply. It says it's been delivered, but should try ringing him. See what he thinks later.
Yeah, can you leave a little comment on the video after you've got the answer and let everyone know what his feedback was?
And then I'll say, and do you think Dan James should be captain of Leeds United? He will be. You watch.
I imagine the drugs he's on at the moment. That's going to be a really funny question.
I was going to say, he'll be thinking now.
You're talking about, how dare you?
Anyway, back to the game, Oscar. Go on.
Is my dad at this festival as well, then? Just said Dan James, captain.
He's just said, get in. He's alive.
There we go. Has that reassured you now?
Well, I mean, I didn't need reassuring. I just
quickly
know
ask him if he wants Dan James as captain.
Here we go.
Right, let's just
you do that while we move on.
Joel Perreault is signed.
Yeah.
I mean, he has genuinely got potential to get 25, 30 goals in this team, potentially. Yeah. So the amount of chances we're looking to create, this is unreal. This is actually unreal. We get Amiri over the line as well, tomorrow or something, or, at some point get him over the line as well. I mean, it looks so much better. Already it feels so much healthier looking at that squad. The fact that you've got someone, a focal point of the 9. We've dealt with the spine now. Joe Rodon, Ethan Ampadu, hopefully Amiri, hopefully Joel Perreault. Straight away, that's a massive upgrade on what we were working with last year. And I think the fact is as well is that I believe Joel Perreault was someone we looked at the last minute of last year's August deadline, I believe, on their deadline day.
Definitely looked at January, didn't we?
Yeah, apparently it's so it's interesting. He's obviously been on our radar for a while.
If we did sign him when we were in the Premier League, would you guys have been happy with that? Because we've needed this backup in this position for a long time. Obviously, we had Rodrigo, but what's the level of the guy? Because obviously, I've seen the stats ever since it got strong in the summer. But would we have been happy with this in the Premier League?
Yeah. There was him and Victor Gyökeres, wasn't there, towards the back end of last season, where in the January transfer window, when that was coming to an end, it was basically we're looking at both, and we ended up with neither. But as much as I've said down the years, when we had that 10 million quid to just throw around, just go get Che Adams, I'd much rather take a Joel Perreault or a Gyökeres over a Che Adams. I think this is one where you can yeah, of course, you can hang your hat on this being 20 goals a season easily in the Championship.
I love that.
I don't necessarily think that if he goes into the Premier League, he immediately sets it on fire. And I can't.
We don't need to worry about that, though. We need to get there first.
Of course. I don't think you could easily sit here and say, had we bought him in January, he would have kept us up, because that's a lot of pressure. But for me, in this division, I think that one signing alone, don't get me wrong, I still think we need a few more to supplement it. But that one signing alone makes me think, okay, maybe we're not going to finish 7th. We do actually have the scope to start looking up the table. And if we can get another couple of signings over the line of the same caliber, like if we did get an Amiri, if we did get a Charlie Taylor at left back, if we did get 2 centre mids in a Lewis O'Brien or a Glenn Kamara type, those kind of players, those caliber of players, I am going to stop saying 6th and 7th and start saying 2nd or 3rd.
Oh, you've got me excited, man.
It is, for me, it is very much all of this month. And I agree with what Dad said earlier in the show, which was, I don't really give a shit about the results for the rest of this month, because I'll be honest, I think you can lose every game in August, go on and win the title in the Championship. You can. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, let's get to the end of this month, see what the transfer ins and outs are for the rest of the next week and a bit. And realistically, if we bring in the caliber of players that we're talking about bringing in, then you can sort of go, okay, title challenge. But for now, what we've done, the business that we have done, don't get me wrong, it's taken a long time to get as many in as we needed to get in. And there has been, for me, a bit too much of a delay. It would have been better to start doing our business early. But from what we've done so far, you can't say they haven't done a great job. They've got every signing nailed on. Fantastic. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
You're feeling the vibes. You're feeling it. You know, all this talk about top 6. Let's push for top 2. Let's see, ambitious. There is ambition here. Joe PIROE has not come to Leeds United to finish in the top 6. Emiri is not going to come to Leeds United to finish in the top 6. Sinistera is not going to finish at Leeds United to finish in the top 6. They want to get out of this league as quickly as possible and buy into the project.
You got to keep those players.
Still Sinistera, sell him.
Right, guys, let's go into a prediction. You know, we are running into the half-hour territory. We did say we're going to try and keep this to half an hour. Let's go into a prediction about the game because we've hardly spoken about the game at all. Ipswich versus Leeds. Phil, your feelings on that? Will Joe PIROE score?
Like I said, for me, I want to see us take the lead in a game. I can't honestly sit here and say that I expect us to. Depends a lot on what side gets put out. The difference between the side that played against West Brom and the side that's playing at the weekend, it could have a Sinistera and an Onto in it, but it could equally not. He sounded like he said all the right things in the press conference, and I really like the way that he speaks. But it didn't sound like they were both getting thrown straight back in. I imagine if one's going to start, it probably would be Sinistera. Nonto might get minutes off the bench, but throwing Sinistera alone into that side, it does lift the level a bit, but it still needs more. If PIROE's not straight in there either, then they are a good team. They are in good form. They are at home. I don't think it's going to be go there and HMS piss the league. I do think it'll be a tough game, but if we can come away from there with a point and a good performance, like I said, everything that happens this month, I'm very relaxed. If we don't win the game, I'm not upset. If we win the game, I don't suddenly sit here and think, great, HMS piss the league's back on. I'm very relaxed as to how things are in this month. For me, the off-the-pitch stuff's kind of more important. So good performance. Try and take the lead in a game would be the only thing I'd be desperate for. Try and keep a clean sheet as well.
To win the game, we will need to take the lead.
Well, yeah, I want to see us try and keep a clean sheet because we haven't kept one in any of the games, including Shrewsbury, which is not good enough. We need to try and take the lead in a game. And, yeah, if we can't do either of those two things, then we're not going to win the game, are we? We're going to be basically trying again to fight our way back for a 1-1 draw because they're not going to concede 2, 3, 4, 5 goals against us. They're going to be hard to break down, and they're also going to be incredibly dangerous going forward. So it'll be a big test for us. So
HMS Piss the League we've got the captain in place. You know, Joe PIROE has boarded the ship. He's boarded the ship. He's there, but he needs more help. He needs more people on deck, and hopefully they will arrive. James, what are you thinking? Ipswich versus Leeds. Let's get a prediction from you.
I want to give Blame Louise a big shout from the comments, who's done my favourite, what's going on with Oscar. And she says, is Oscar growing cannabis? I mean,
you had to say that on the video, didn't you?
Oscar's growing it, mate, and you're smoking it.
Yeah, I tell you what, that batch you gave you when you said Dan James captain, that's well, let's get off that chat. Give us your reaction to Ipswich, my son.
Look, I'm kind of quite purposely trying not to get involved in trying to swat up on championship teams because I don't plan on being here that long, and I'm just trying to. So I don't know much about them other than they're on a good run. Yeah. But what I've got to say is, we're definitely conceding because we just have a absolute shithouse moment at one point in the game, and we will concede from that. But I can't see us losing. But I thought that at Birmingham, and we were really unlucky because of a captain giving away the penalty. But at the same time, I can't see us losing. I think we're too good, and that's even without PIROE coming on the pitch. I think we're coming away with a draw.
Okay. I'm gonna cook a really good prediction here. Okay. I was thinking draw. Okay. 2-1 Leeds. PIROE comes off the bench and wins Leeds the game.
Was it 1-1 before then?
Yes.
We used to go 1-1 before.
It was a 1-1, but
we went behind first, yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Phil? What do you think? What do you think? Yes, we will go 1-0 down. We will have a dodgy first half of the game. It will not be good. Leeds will be going into meltdown.
We've never had a dodgy half. This. Well, maybe Shrewsbury, right? Shrewsbury.
I don't know. I think 2-0 down at half time to Cardiff wasn't.
That's we were good. We were good.
I know, but you know what I mean. We'll win 2-1, and Joe PIROE will score the winner, and that is the script. Football is scripted. I believe this. I believe football is a very scripted sport, and the script writers have got it planned for us. PIROE will score the winner.
And the script writers definitely do not write Dan James as captain anywhere.
No, that is.
I've just written it in history, boys, and I'll thank you. The pint. I want the pints on the bar when we're walking.
How are we even debating this? Dan James will not captain Leeds. How are we even giving this? Oh,
can't wait. Guys, the WhatsApp group will absolutely blow up that moment that Dan James's hand, Liam Cooper hands over the armband as he walks off. It's going to be a beautiful.
They're both not going to start games. Dan James and Liam Cooper are going to really struggle to get into the team now.
Dan James will start every game.
What, every game?
He's having you.
Unless he's injured. Unless he's injured.
We're going to cut it. I cannot. What? Oh.
Blaze Gray, Captain James does have a ring to it. Just saying.
It does.
Thanks, Blaze Gray.
Anyway,
come on.
We'll leave it there, guys. Big thanks for watching. I'm going to do a quick video now reacting to the Joe PIROE stuff. I'm going to read through Leeds' statement. What?
No, you just didn't react to it. We're live.
Yeah, we're going to do like a pre-upload as well. Phil, don't call me out live on a video while I'm planning another video. That's so poor.
That's why I'm in the middle. I'm just here to prod you both, mate.
I know. You love being in the middle.
You do your video.
He loves being in the middle, centre of attention, doesn't he?
It's great.
Oh, big time.
You do your video, Oscar. I'm really proud of you. I can't wait to see it.
It did sound a bit bad, that. But yes, there will be a PIROE breaking it down in more detail, what the club statement is, the price, the contract length, etc., etc. We'll break it down a little bit more.
Oh, you have enticed me now. I'm excited.
So, yeah, you will watch that video, and you will leave a like, and you will hit that subscribe button, because we are pushing to 30k. We're not far off now, guys. If you can help us get to there, that'll be fantastic. And just to finish off with as well, the Football Content Awards. If you can vote for us as best content creators in the Football League, that would massively help us as well. Please do check that out, guys. It would mean a lot to us.
We can spend the money that we win on getting your laptop fixed.
I said the last time, the camera will not recognise. Sorry, this streaming platform will not recognise my camera. What can I do?
Well, just to cut across here, guys, tune into my video that I'll be posting about like more detail on Dan James being captain and why he's got the attributes to take us into the Premier League. Thanks, guys. Hit a like, share. You follow my Instagram. Nice one. It'll be on my Instagram.
Dan James propaganda on there. Just every day. I just see it every day. He's just posting pictures of Dan James.
Boy.
Anyway, guys, no, it has been good fun. Apart from the crazy Dan James chat. But, how have we spent 20 minutes discussing Dan James? He's probably going to come out of the team pretty soon.
This is why this channel's the best.
Yeah,
this is why it's the best. You'd never
get like Dan James. We do like Dan James, but he's not going to be captain, mate. I apologise.
I've got no leg to stand on. I've spent the last 6 months saying I wanted Firpo as captain.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, let's stop the stream. Before we get even any more cooks than what we already are going to. Guys, big thanks for watching. Big thanks to James and Phil for jumping on. There will be another big match preview for Sheffield Wednesday as well, and plenty of content around this game for Ipswich and around our super signings as we are cooking in the transfer market, and that is good stuff. Let's leave it there anyway.
Oh, guys, before you go, lad replied to Dan James. Is it Leeds Fest? And I said, what do you think to Dan James being captain? And he's replied, Ha ha ha! Piss off! You're saying that.
There we go. Let's end the stream there.